Hey there, plant lovers. Before we dive into today's video, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and make sure you watch this entire video until the very end. Trust me, what I'm about to share could literally save your family's life. Now, imagine this. You walk into a beautiful nursery. The sun is shining, flowers are blooming everywhere, and you see the most gorgeous plant you've ever laid eyes on. You buy it, bring it home, and place it right where your kids or pets can reach it. But what if I told you that some of the prettiest plants sold in nurseries today are actually deadly poison? What if that innocent-looking flower could send someone to the hospital with just one tiny touch or bite? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover 7 plants that look absolutely stunning but hide terrifying secrets, and I'll show you beautiful, safe alternatives that'll make your garden just as amazing without the nightmare-level danger. Welcome to Easy Grow Garden, where we help you grow smarter, safer, and happier. Plant number 1, Oleander. Let's start with a plant that's probably growing in someone's yard right now on your street, Oleander. Picture this beautiful shrub with gorgeous pink, white, or red flowers that bloom all summer long. Sounds perfect, right? Here's the scary part. Every single part of this plant, the leaves, the stems, the flowers, even the honey made from its nectar, is extremely poisonous, and I mean extremely. Let me tell you a story that'll give you chills. There have been actual cases where people used oleander branches as skewers for roasting hot dogs over a campfire. Just using the stick to cook their food made them seriously sick. Can you imagine? They didn't even eat the plant, they just used a stick from it. If a child or pet chews on just a single leaf, they could have trouble breathing, their heart could beat irregularly, and they could end up in the emergency room. It's that serious. So why do people think oleander might get restricted or even banned? Well, because it's so dangerous that some cities and communities are already removing them from public parks and school grounds. They realize the risk just isn't worth it, especially where kids play. And honestly, they're probably right. But here's the thing. If you love that Mediterranean flowering shrub look, you should absolutely grow them now while they're still widely available, but only if you don't have young children or curious pets. Keep them in areas completely out of reach. Better yet, let me give you a safer option. The safer alternative. Try hibiscus instead. These beauties give you those same big, showy flowers in amazing colors. Pink, red, orange, yellow, you name it. They're tropical looking, they bloom like crazy, and guess what? They're completely safe. In fact, people make tea from hibiscus flowers. Now that's the kind of plant you want around your family. Plant number 2, Castor Bean Plant. And oh boy, this one's a doozy. This plant looks like something from a dinosaur movie. Huge tropical leaves that can be dark purple or bright green, growing super tall, sometimes 10 feet or more. It's dramatic, it's exotic, and gardeners absolutely love using it as a centerpiece in their yards. But hidden inside those interesting-looking seed pods is something truly terrifying: ricin. You might have heard that word before. It's one of the most poisonous substances on Earth. We're talking about a poison so powerful that just a tiny amount, smaller than a grain of rice, can be deadly to an adult. Here's what makes this even scarier. The seeds look like pretty speckled beans. A curious toddler might think they're toy beads or candies. Kids have ended up in hospitals because they found these seeds and put them in their mouths. Just chewing one seed can cause massive problems: severe stomach pain, vomiting, seizures, and worse. Now, some gardeners say, but I'll just cut off the seed pods before they form. The problem is, it only takes forgetting once. One seed pod you didn't notice. One windy day when seeds scatter into your neighbor's yard where their kids play. The risk is just too high. Why might this plant face restrictions? Because lawmakers and safety experts are realizing that a plant this dangerous shouldn't be casually sold to anyone who walks into a garden center. Some areas are already considering bans, especially near schools and playgrounds. If you really want this plant, grow it now, but be absolutely obsessive about removing every single flower before it goes to seed. Honestly though, I'm going to show you something better. The safer alternative. Go for a Japanese Aurelia or a Fatsia japonica instead. You get those same huge tropical-looking leaves and that exotic vibe, but zero deadly poison. Your garden will look like a jungle paradise, and you can actually relax and enjoy it without worrying about creating a danger zone. Plant number 3, Angel's Trumpet. Number 3 is a plant with the most beautiful, innocent name that totally tricks you. Angel's Trumpet. Imagine enormous trumpet-shaped flowers hanging down like bells. Some are pure white, others are peach, pink, or yellow. They smell absolutely incredible, especially at night, with this sweet, intoxicating fragrance that fills your entire garden. They look like something from a fairy tale. But here's the dark truth. These angels are actually nightmare fuel. Every part of this plant contains powerful toxins that mess with your brain and body in seriously scary ways. People who've accidentally been poisoned by Angel's Trumpet report hallucinations, confusion, rapid heartbeat, and difficulty breathing. It affects your nervous system in ways that can put you in the hospital for days. There are even cases of teenagers deliberately trying to use these plants to get high and ending up in intensive care units. That's how powerful and dangerous these chemicals are. And here's something that breaks my heart. Butterflies and hummingbirds love these flowers, so people plant them to attract wildlife. But if you have pets, especially dogs who like to chew on plants, or young kids who might touch those tempting trumpet-shaped blooms, you're essentially planting a ticking bomb in your yard. Why could these face restrictions? Because emergency rooms already see cases of Angel's Trumpet poisoning every year, and communities are starting to question whether these should be sold so freely. Some botanical gardens have even removed them from public displays. If you absolutely love these and want to grow them, do it now, but treat them like you would a loaded weapon. Keep them locked away from anyone vulnerable. The safer alternative? Plant mandevilla or trumpet vine instead. Trumpet vine gives you those same gorgeous trumpet-shaped flowers that hummingbirds go absolutely crazy for, but it won't send anyone to the hospital. You get the beauty, the wildlife attraction, and actual peace of mind. That's a win-win-win. Plant number 4, Foxglove. Let's talk about plant number 4, Foxglove. This one breaks my heart a little because it's just so beautiful. Picture a tall spike covered in bell-shaped flowers, pink, purple, white, yellow, with these gorgeous spotted throats that look hand-painted by nature. They're cottage garden classics, and they look absolutely magical swaying in the breeze. Bees adore them. But here's the thing that most people don't know. Foxglove is where we get a heart medicine called digitalis. Now, in tiny, precise doses measured by doctors, digitalis helps people with heart problems. But in uncontrolled amounts you get from eating or even handling the plant too much, it can literally stop your heart. Every single part of this plant is toxic. The leaves, the flowers, the seeds, the roots, everything. And here's what makes foxglove extra sneaky. Some people mistake young foxglove leaves for herbs like comfrey or borage and use them in salads or teas. This mistake has killed people. Not made them sick, actually killed them. Even touching the plant and then touching your mouth or eyes can transfer enough poison to make you feel ill. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, confusion, seeing yellow halos around lights, and dangerous heart rhythm problems. Why might these beautiful flowers face restrictions? Because poison control centers get calls about foxglove every single year, and while adults can usually identify them, kids can't. Kids just see pretty flowers. And with more people growing vegetable and herb gardens, the risk of accidentally harvesting foxglove leaves mixed with edible greens is growing. If you want foxglove in your garden, grow them now while you can, but plant them far away from your vegetables and herbs, and teach your children never to touch them. The safer alternative? Try snapdragons or delphinium instead. Snapdragons give you similar tall spikes covered in tubular flowers in every color imaginable, and kids actually love playing with them because you can squeeze the flowers and make them talk like little dragon mouths. They're fun, beautiful, and safe. Delphinium gives you those tall cottage garden vibes with stunning blue, purple, pink, and white flowers. While you shouldn't eat delphinium either, they're nowhere near as dangerous as foxglove. Plant number 5. Dumb cane, or Dieffenbachia. Number 5 is a houseplant that millions of people have in their homes right this second. Dumb cane, also called Dieffenbachia. This is one of those popular houseplants with big, beautiful leaves covered in creamy white or yellow patterns. It's sold everywhere: grocery stores, hardware stores, garden centers. People buy them because they're pretty, they grow easily indoors, and they make rooms look fresh and green. But the name dumb cane should have been a clue that something's wrong. Want to know why it's called that? Because if you bite into the leaves or stems, your mouth and throat swell up so badly that you literally can't speak. You become temporarily dumb, unable to talk. How terrifying is that? Every year, Poison Control gets thousands of calls about dumb cane, mostly involving curious toddlers or pets who took a nibble. While it's rarely deadly, the suffering it causes is real and scary, especially if a small child can't tell you what happened and you're watching them struggle to breathe. Why might this plant face restrictions? Because it's so common and so widely sold, often without any warning labels, that people simply don't know the danger. Some experts believe indoor plants this toxic should either be banned from stores or require big, clear warning labels, like cigarettes.
If you love the look of dumb cane, keep yours now, but put it somewhere absolutely unreachable. High shelves, hanging baskets, offices without kids or pets. The safer alternative? Get a prayer plant or a calathea instead. These have the same gorgeous patterned leaves in greens, purples, pinks, and whites. They're just as easy to grow indoors, just as beautiful, and completely pet and kid-friendly. Some varieties even have leaves that fold up at night like hands praying, hence the name. They're magical to watch and safe to have around. Plant number 6, giant hogweed. Number 6 is a plant that sounds like something from a fantasy novel, but is actually a real-life horror story. Giant hogweed. This plant is absolutely massive. We're talking stems as thick as your arm, leaves that can grow 5 feet wide, and flower clusters the size of beach umbrellas. It looks prehistoric, and some people think it's cool or impressive and want it in their gardens. That's a catastrophic mistake. Here's why giant hogweed is genuinely one of the most dangerous plants on this list. Its sap contains chemicals that make your skin ultra-sensitive to sunlight. If the sap gets on your skin and then you go out in the sun, you get massive painful blisters that look like severe burns. We're talking 3rd-degree burn level injuries that can leave permanent scars and discoloration that lasts for years, sometimes forever. Even worse, if the sap gets in your eyes, it can cause temporary or even permanent blindness. Just brushing against this plant on a sunny day can ruin your life. There are documented cases of children who played near giant hogweed and ended up with horrific blistering all over their bodies, requiring hospitalization. The scary part is, the giant hogweed can spread like wildfire. One plant produces thousands of seeds, and before you know it, your entire neighborhood could be infested. That's why this plant is actually illegal in many places already, not just restricted, but completely banned. Why is it facing even tougher restrictions? Because it's an invasive species that's spreading out of control in some regions, and every new patch means more injuries, more emergency room visits, and more permanent scarring. If you somehow have access to giant hogweed, absolutely do not grow it. In fact, if you see it anywhere, report it to your local agricultural extension office. This is not a plant to mess with. The safer alternative? If you want that dramatic, oversized tropical look, grow gunnera or giant rhubarb instead. These have massive, impressive leaves that create that same Jurassic Park vibe, but they won't scar you for life if you accidentally touch them. You can actually enjoy your garden instead of treating it like a hazmat zone. Plant number 7, Rosary Pea, or Abrus precatorius. And now, we've arrived at number 7, the final plant on our danger list, Rosary Pea. This one is the ultimate example of deadly beauty. The Rosary Pea plant produces these absolutely gorgeous seeds that are bright scarlet red with a shiny black spot. They look like nature's perfect little beads, so pretty that people actually use them to make jewelry, especially rosaries and prayer beads. That's where the name comes from. But here's the nightmare. These beautiful seeds contain abrin, a poison that's even more toxic than ricin. We're talking about one seed, if chewed and swallowed, being enough to kill an adult human being. Just one seed. The scariest part? These seeds have caused deaths in children who found them and thought they were pretty candies or toys. They put them in their mouths, chewed them, and the results were tragic. Even making jewelry from these seeds is dangerous because if a seed cracks and the powder gets in a cut on your finger, you could be poisoned. This plant grows as a pretty vine with delicate leaves and cute little flowers, so people don't always recognize the danger until those deadly seeds appear. And like other dangerous seed plants, just one vine can produce hundreds of seeds that spread everywhere, into your lawn, your neighbor's yard, where kids play. Why is this plant facing serious restrictions? Because it's literally killed people, and there's absolutely no good reason for it to be available in regular nurseries. Some countries have already banned it completely, and more are following suit. Do not grow this plant, period. There are no circumstances where having something this deadly around is worth it. The safer alternative, if you want a pretty flowering vine, try morning glory or sweet pea. Morning glory gives you gorgeous trumpet-shaped flowers in blues, purples, pinks, and whites that bloom fresh every single morning. It's like a daily gift from your garden. Sweet peas have delicate, fragrant flowers that smell absolutely heavenly and come in every pastel color you can imagine. Both are climbers, both are beautiful, and neither will kill anyone. Easy choice. All right, friends, let's bring this home. I know this video might have scared some of you. And honestly, that was partly the point. We need to stop thinking of every plant as automatically safe just because it's natural or sold in stores. Plants are powerful. They've been defending themselves with chemicals and toxins for millions of years. Some of those defenses can seriously hurt us. But here's the beautiful truth. For every dangerous plant out there, nature has given us dozens of safe, gorgeous alternatives. You don't have to choose between having a stunning garden and keeping your family safe. You can have both. The plants I've shared with you today, Oleander, Castor Bean, Angel's Trumpet, Foxglove, Dumb Cane, Giant Hogweed, and Rosary Pea, they're all beautiful in their own way. But beauty isn't worth a trip to the emergency room, it isn't worth permanent scars, and it's definitely not worth losing someone you love. If you already have any of these plants, I'm not telling you to rip them out tomorrow, but I am asking you to be smart. Put up barriers, educate your family, watch your pets, and seriously consider replacing them with the safer alternatives I've suggested. And if you've been thinking about buying any of these plants, please just don't. There are so many other amazing options that'll give you the exact look and feel you want without the danger. Remember, we garden because we love beauty, we love nature, and we love creating peaceful spaces for ourselves and our families. Let's keep those spaces actually peaceful, not terrifying. Now, here's what I need you to do. Hit that like button if this video taught you something new. Subscribe to Easy Grow Garden if you haven't already, because we're here to help you grow the smartest, safest, most beautiful garden possible. And drop a comment down below telling me, did you know any of these plants were this dangerous? Do you have any of them in your garden right now? I read every single comment and I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep growing, stay safe, and remember, the best garden is one where everyone can relax, play, and enjoy nature without fear. Happy gardening, friends!